What makes live music performances so fun and memorable? Is it hearing your favorite songs on a big sound system? Seeing your idols live? Or the performance itself? While all those aspects surely contribute to a great experience, research shows that the performance itself has a lot of power to make a difference in the audience's perception of it. This aspect has often been referred to as musical expressiveness. Look at this music performance, for example. You can easily determine the emotional intent and the state the guitarist is trying to convey to its crowd. Now look at this one. Not so obvious anymore. Live electronic music performances have been often criticized for lacking expressiveness. The design of commonly used synthesizers nowadays usually include a lot of knobs, buttons, and sliders, which do not seem to facilitate expressive interactions with the instrument. On one hand, the emotional intent of the musician is harder to define, making the performance less relatable and moving for the crowd. On the other hand, we also discovered that the inability of expressiveness can be related to a lack of gestural performance. The audience simply cannot tell whether or not the performer is actually doing something or simply pressing a button with a pre-recorded track. Both of those aspects can easily make the audience feel disconnected from the musician and the performance itself. This made us wonder if, by redesigning the way musicians play a DMI, we can make their performances more expressive and memorable. We started analyzing the problem and soon discovered that the issue lies within the design of the DMIs and that there is no obvious connection between the interface and the sound generation. This led us to our final problem statement. How can a DMI designed for performative movements make an audience perceive a solo performer's expression of emotion in a rehearsed live recital compared to a commonly used synthesizer? To answer this question, we built our own version of a synthesizer, a granular synthesizer. We equipped it with a wide variety of sensors and means to interact with its parameters, all of which require expressive gestures. Since it is a granular synthesizer, our first focus was on the so-called brain train. The boxes used for controlling the start position, colored in green, and end position of the sample, colored in red, are made of acrylic, and you can manipulate them by sliding them through the rail. Moving to the left, you can find a low-pass filter, which is controlled by an ultrasonic sensor. The closer your hand gets to the sensor, the stronger the effect. Next, you can find the so-called pitch wheel, which, as the name suggests, is used to manipulate the pitch of the sample. This is done as easily as rotating the wooden handle, which manipulates the encoder it is fixed on. Lastly, a joystick was used to control multiple effects: drive, room, echo, and feed. After creating the prototype, it was ready to be tested. It was shown to both an expert in the field and to a potential audience in a controlled environment simulating a live concert performance, with the goal of determining whether our custom-made synthesizer could facilitate more expressive performative gestures in comparison to a commonly available one. The results were very positive and confirmed that our custom-made synthesizer was able to create a more expressive performance and that the gestures made to manipulate it were more obviously connected to the sound output. This showed that by redesigning synthesizers, electronic music concerts can definitely become more engaging for the crowd.